Let's face the issue. Yoimiya has had a rough release with being between Ayaka's and Raiden's character banner, containing mediocre 4 stars. Not only that, but few people have been criticizing her kit, which focuses on dealing pyro damage through normal attacks. And it is true that the targeting in the game needs to be improved, because it happens a little too often that you are attacking a Season instead of the Season mage, or your attacks not reaching the enemy, or even defeated opponents blocking your attack. In addition to this, her ICD is pretty bad compared to other Pyro 5-star DPS characters such as Hutao or Diluc, which in effect makes reaction-based team comps less powerful. As her situation has calmed down, it is now a great time to look at her strength in retrospect, and to be honest, her damage numbers are quite high in single target situations, which might not sound that amazing, but bear in mind that miHoYo is putting less and less enemies in the Spiral Abyss and instead lets you face off those tanky boss monsters like Magukenki or the Mechanical Array. She's really easy to play, only requiring you to press left mouse click, and she's also one of the fastest attacking characters in game. I won't go too much into detail here, since this video is not about Yoimiya's strengths or weaknesses. The first minor change coming in 2.4 has been announced in the previous developer letter, in which they stated, enemies will no longer be regarded as targets when they are defeated and thus will not block attacks from bows or some catalysts. It might not be that impactful, but nevertheless this change will be quite welcome among Yoimiya fans. The second thing that is coming in 2.4 to Genshin is gonna be Yunjin. She's going to be pretty much a niche support, like all the other previous 4 stars since Inazuma's release. But her kit focuses on buffing characters with normal attacks as their main source of damage. The numbers have not been revealed yet, but we can already guess that Yoimiya is gonna benefit the most of that character's utility. And this has to do with how Yoimiya deals damage. Her elemental skill infuses her attacks with pyro and increases her normal attack damage based on the talent level. The interesting part is that this increase is multiplicative by the value of the talent level and in fact behaves as a separate multiplier with other damage bonuses. This in return means that the increase in damage from normal attacks will provide much more value to Yoimiya than other characters that don't have this mechanic. But don't worry, in order to get Yunjin, you don't need to wish on either of those 2 banners, and instead you can use the Lantern Rite Festival to invite her to your team. And since it is said that her normal attack buff is relying on her current defense, you don't have to go to such extremes with her artifacts, and instead use either 4-piece husk or the 2-piece variant with Defender's Will. And if you don't want to invest too much into her, then putting all your defense artifacts on her might be the laziest option if it's okay for you not utilizing any 2 or 4-piece bonuses. Since we don't even know her constellations or passives yet, we don't know how well she synergizes with other characters, but a possible team with Yunjin might contain Yoimiya as main DPS, Yunjin as shielder and normal attack buff, Bennett as additional healer providing a huge attack buff through Pyro, Elemental Burst and Noblesse, and at last an animal unit with 4-piece Viridescent Venerer shredding Pyro resistance like Kazuha that provides elemental damage bonus and the ability to group enemies. If it is the buff that grants Yoimiya the SS tier, or it still is not enough, will be decided once the 2.4 version update starts rolling out. Let's hope for the best and thank you for watching.